The first stop in our journey is, of course, the star at the center of our solar system, the Sun. All stars are huge spheres of hydrogen and helium that are constantly undergoing fusion reaction. This process creates a tremendous amount of heat, and our Sun is over 5,000 degrees Celsius at its surface and 15 million degrees at its core. In addition, the Sun, of course, produces a tremendous amount of light, which travels at 300,000 kilometers a second. Light does not speed up or slow down, it's always the same speed. The reason for this is that light itself has no mass, which is why it's called light. Going outward, the closest planet to the Sun is Mercury. Named after the Greek god of the same name, it isn't the most interesting planet. We've often thought about giving it a bit of a nudge. Moving on, the second planet is Venus. Venus is better known as Earth's sister planet as it's almost identical in shape and size, but is way hotter. Earth is, of course, the third from the Sun and our home planet. It's the only planet that we know of that supports life, although it doesn't actively encourage it. Astronauts have never ventured far beyond our orbit, and today our flagship station is located just 400 kilometers above Earth's surface. Known as the International Space Station, this is the farthest into space that humans are permanently established. Astronauts are typically situated here for up to a year at a time, where they're allowed to perform cool experiments until their bones disintegrate and they must return home. Mars, our second nearest planetary neighbor and homeworld of Elon Musk, is not the most habitable, but it is the closest thing we have to Earth. After sending Wally to check it out in 2012, NASA is currently working to send a manned mission into Martian orbit and eventually set up a colony in the next 50 to 100 years. In between Mars and Jupiter is the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt holds many resources, and after expanding nearby, we might be able to mine them for minerals and Vespene gas that we can use back here on Earth. Jupiter, also known as Thick Saturn, is a lot like Yo Mama because despite having to constantly withstand a very turbulent environment, it works tirelessly to provide a stable home for more orbiting bodies than any other planet. And it weighs over 20 quadrillion tons. Saturn is by far the best looking planet in the solar system and is always in your face about it. If you have it as your wallpaper right now, you should put something else. It doesn't need the attention. Okay, the next planet is Uranus, and of course we all went to school, we all know the joke, so really I just want to say I think it's unfair that Uranus is given such a hard time just because it's so easy to make fun of. So no jokes in the comments because I will not hesitate to report anyone who tries to slide one in unannounced. Next on our trip is Neptune. This planet is the final gas giant and is notable for having an elliptical orbit, which means once every few hundred years it goes from the 8th planet in the solar system to the 8th. Speaking of which brings us to the 8th and final planet. Neptune was of course the coldest and smallest planet in the solar system and is kind of like the runt of the litter that we all welcomed with open arms. While Neptune was not the most spectacular planet, we still treat it as part of the family, and I'm sure we always will.